Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another episode with me, Carolyn from Crafting with Glorious Purpose. We're here, we make unique and custom gifts for you or that special someone. This week, we're talking about our new collection, so stay tuned. So everybody, this is the week of February 22nd, last week of February, and we're hitting the ground running. Yesterday we did a few things, but I did not film. Today is Tuesday. I got a lot of things like taxes done and little things like that, but I did work on my new collection, and I think I've finally have pushed through and stopped making changes to it. So I think we're at a good spot that I can actually show what the collection will look like. Here is a quick little sneak peek of what it's going to be. So what I'm doing are 4 characters, and this collection is going to be a cryptid collection. I've been looking forward to doing shadow boxes with cryptids for quite a while, and this couldn't have come at a better time, because what ended up happening is I got an email that they are doing at our local park a Bigfoot night. And I got invited, not knowing that I had this in my head and I was going to work on this. So I am excited, because now that pushes me to have this collection ready for that show in May. I was going to launch this anyway. I wanted it to be that travel-y kind of vintage vibe, and figured people are going to start thinking about traveling here in the next few months and getting their summer vacations planned, and I thought it would be really cool to have like a fictitious place to go to see cryptids for a collection. So here are my stickers. So I did the stickers. They're completed. I have the t-shirts done. And by t-shirts done, I mean mocked up and in my Printify so that I can share them in my Shopify. And I have 3 of the 4 shadow boxes fully realized. One needs a couple tweaks. Once I put it together and looked at it, it didn't get enough light. But this is the design for my stickers. So there is my Sasquatch, come on, focus, Sasquatch Mountain. And it says, "You're not alone." My next one is just basically just UFOs, but I've always wanted to do a UFO shadow box, but this one is the landing pad. And it says, "Look to the skies." My next one is Werewolf Valley. And this one says, "Active After Dark." And my last one is Loch Ness Waterway. And this one says, "Where Legends Surface." So those are going to be the 4 cryptids that I will be doing. I did do some shadow boxes. I can't really light them up because you're not going to really see it. But this is a look at my one finalized one with my werewolf. I absolutely love how this one turned out. So my stars and my moon are on a floating layer. And then my other one is this one, which is my UFO one. This one was giving me a run for my money. I'll tell you that. I love how this one looks with the lights off. But when the lights are on, I don't know that I think maybe the battery needs changed in my tester box here. Because it doesn't seem very bright. So I think I might have to make some tweaks. But my Nessie is going to be my floating layer. So I have my Nessie ready to go. But that one as well has some issues with lighting. And I need to figure out the water level because it looks weird. But the Bigfoot just gets swapped out where the wolf is. So, or the werewolf. So once that setting, it's going to look exactly the same. It's just that main character part of the shadow box will change out. So that will be the 4 of those. Next on my list is trying to figure out if I'm going to do notepads and car coasters. I do want to do a color change mug, but I need to work on that one. Just because I want to get the black correct on the mug because it goes to white once it's heated. So once it goes to white, then you see the scene. The scene you can kind of see on the mugs, but I want to do another test before I fully decide if I'm going to do mugs or not. But I'm super geeked. I cannot wait to get this out. The one thing that when I was cutting these stickers out, I was like, these would make awesome embroidered patches, but I don't know that I would have the time to do that and if I can make that happen. So I'm going to have to do a little recon to see. Would be cool if I could put it on another product or something, but for right now, I'm going to stick with those core items and then see what I can add my products to. The shirts will be a small, it won't be this whole design. The designs on the t-shirts are a little different. They're longer arches, so they're full back. And then the front is going to have just a little pocket sized, and it's going to be the name of it. So it'll say like Werewolf Waterway, and then it'll have like a little teaser with, like the moon and the mountain range. And then I think with Sasquatch, I put the tree line, and then I had a little Sasquatch in there. Same thing with the UFO. It's just a real shortened version. It's not the whole design. So I am going to work on showing you those a little bit later in this video. But I'm going to be launching this bad boy here. And I can't wait. So I think I'm going to start working on some teasers. I was thinking about doing some like little polls or quizzes out there to say, who's your favorite cryptid? Kind of get some, interest out there. But oh my God, I love how they turned out, and I'm super geeked. I kept changing the font. And Bigfoot was the one that was giving me the hardest. And I think I might even lighten him a little more. I mean, I don't want him to stand out too much because, he is hiding. Same thing with all of them. I mean, they're all, I think the color could be punched up just a little bit more on the whites. And I think it's because it's on that dark background. But I might take the little more of the black out of the main characters just so they can be seen a little more. But overall, I'm like super excited how the stickers turned out. I've not done one that was a full black like that, so I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So, other things on my list this week is I'm going to try to press these last few keychains that I have, but I am at my low keychain is, I've got, I think, 6 left, so I'm probably going to have to order some of those from Amazon and get them in before the next few shows. And then we did get an order. Actually, I take that back. I got 2 orders. If you saw the beginning of this, I got one from Mara, who ordered 2 of the Sasquatch stickers. And these were my Sasquatch stickers. So she ordered 2 of those, and then I got an order from Beth. And Beth, I believe, was at the Sip and Savor event that we did for the Galentine's Day because she had used one of my scratch-off cards. And she ordered a couple stickers, and she ordered a keychain. Like I said, if you watched the beginning here, I got those packed up, and I shared a reel with them. So Mara and Beth, thank you so much for your order, and love that you chose me to support as a small business. So hopefully you love your things. They both have been shipped out, and they should be there. Actually, by now, I think they got them. And I'm super excited so far with Shopify because I am getting a good bit of hits, which is a nice thing. Like, that's the thing that I was not getting a lot of traction to my Big Cartel. And the scary part is, it's not that I didn't like Big Cartel, but when I do a search for my business, it comes up and it does the little AI breakdown for you. And it was interesting to read AI tell me what my business was when I'm on this end of it. Now I know, I'm like, oh yeah, well, they got this. I know where they grabbed that. So it's actually kind of interesting to see. But right underneath it, it had like a Big Cartel in the profile, and it said, learn more about this site. And it was learning more about bigcartel.com, but it leads you to believe that when you click on that, you're learning more about my site if you read it real quick, because that's the first thing I did. When I clicked on it, I was like, oh, learn more about my site. And I clicked on it, and then it took me and it said something about Big Cartel, basically saying it was scary to, like, people have been duped by people opening free Shopify stores and not fulfilling their orders. And I was like, oh, that might be why people are avoiding me like the plague. So now that I'm on Shopify and I have a legitimate .com, I think this might actually help me more than hurt me. Like, maybe Big Cartel was kind of holding me back. But I'm totally grateful for everything that I did get with Big Cartel, because I learned a lot doing that site and getting things prepared. So there's that. The knowledge, I can't, replace that. But I think if I would have started with Shopify, I probably would have been overwhelmed and probably quit. Because I'm overwhelmed right now trying to figure out what I need to do. I still feel like I'm missing things. I tried linking my Google and YouTube on here, and I may have broke something. I don't know. But we will see. I think it's crawling my site and trying to figure things out. So I'm going to let it do its thing. It said 3 to 5 business days, so then I can kind of check in there and see what's happening. And I might have to just uninstall all of that and just start over with Google, and then, hopefully get that traction back. And if I'm going to do it, I might as well do it quickly before things, 2 years from now, I have to do it and then I lose everything. So I'm going to get logged into work here because it's about that time. and I hope that I can show you some more stuff as I make them. So hopefully you guys stick around for that. We'll see you in a bit. Good afternoon. It is Wednesday. I am home from work. Well, let's just say this. I have today off, but I'm going to work. Not work, my work. I am going to be working some more on my collection for my upcoming cryptids. I'm trying to think of a title for it other than the cryptid collection. So I'm still working out the logistics, but I made a lot of progress. I showed you guys the stickers. I got the shadow boxes pretty much done. I do need to work on the Nessie one a little more, so I think that's where I'm going to put some of my focus now. I worked on cutting out cats last night, so I have all my minimalistic looking cats. Come on. So I have those cut and ready. I have the dog versions and what have you, so that I can put those in the binder. I do have some keychains I need to press, so I'm going to work on that probably next, so that I have those for our show coming up here in the next couple weeks. And then I'm not making anything new for that show. I'm just going to let it ride with what I have, and we'll put everything into this new collection when we take it for the upcoming markets after that. So I have one at the end of March, mid-March, end of March, and then I don't have any in April as of yet. And then May will be the first week of May will be the Bigfoot event. So I want to have this stuff kind of established and out there so that people can kind of have some interest in it before coming to that event. It unfortunately is local, so if you're watching this in the Pittsburgh area, then that would be something you would be able to go do. So I am going to get started on working on these last minute things, so then I can just kind of sit and veg and work on finalizing the collection. I do want to bring, I think I'm going to make these into vinyl decals. So this should be pretty simple. I can take my Illustrator file and then just make these all white, knock them out, and do the cut, and then have them ready to go. The only thing that we'll have to change, the font won't have the, so if you look really closely, the font that I have for the landing pad is a rustic weathered, and that won't cut in vinyl. So I will have to delete all of the little paths that are inside of the font to make it look like it is textured or stamped. And this way, then I can just have it be a solid cut for the wording. Yeah, so let's get going. All right, so we have pressed the keychains we needed to. We had 4 pups that we sold out of. Actually, 2 we sold out of, and 2 we needed to make, obviously, because it did not have a Bernedoodle or a Labradoodle. So those ones are new to the shop. I just finished cutting the decals for my cryptid collection, so I'm going to weed these. And then these actually went together pretty easy. I mean, honestly, it was just taking these and then reversing them out so that I could make them cut files instead of drawn files. So I have these 2 or these 4 that I want to try out, and then my hope is I'm still thinking about what the title of this collection is going to be. But my hope is that this ends up being a rolling collection, so I can keep adding more cryptids to it. So I'm excited to do. Like I said, for this one I have Alien, I have a werewolf, I have Bigfoot, and then I'm going to do Nessie. But I want to do Mothman. I want to do like a Kraken with like the tentacles. I think that would be just so cool. So yeah, I have the wheels a turning. So I'm gonna work on weeding these, and then I'm gonna go take a break, and then maybe curl up on the couch and try to iron out this name. But that will bring me to the end of my day. It's about 2:30, and yeah, I kind of want to give myself, once I get these done, some time to do some cleaning, move some things around. I do have stuff from the show still kind of dumped everywhere, so I want to work on making that happen first, and then if I have more time I'll come back down here and then see what else I can kind of get my hands into. Hello everybody, and welcome to Thursday. So today we are fulfilling another order we have received through Shopify. So we have one for Kathy. She was loving the new Bernedoodle stuff, so she got one of the t-shirts, which Printify will be fulfilling, and it looks like it's in production already, which is mind-blowing how quickly that went through. And she ordered 2 coasters, 2 sets of car coasters, so I'm going to be pressing those here at lunch. I'm spending my lunch doing the order, and I was able to photograph some of my shadow boxes, so I have my broken shadow box graveyard in different arrays. They're perfect for photographing, but I can't sell them because they're nicked or scratched and what have you. So I was able to get a couple of those, so I want to do some of those listings this afternoon as well. And I think I'm well on my way. So I got all of my decals taken care of last night. So we've got I wonder if there's a better way to show you these. Hang on. So here we are. So we got the Loch Ness one, we've got the landing pad, the Werewolf Valley, and we've got Sasquatch Mountain. So I got these all weeded yesterday. So these are my samples, and I think they turned out pretty good. They weeded pretty quickly, which I was concerned on some of the smaller stuff, but it worked like a charm. So we are hitting the ground running with the decals. So next out, after getting these done, I'm going to start finishing up the boxes. I wanted to get these other ones photographed while I was thinking of it, but I need to disassemble the ones that I have together so that I can photograph the other ones and get them all ready for my Shopify launch. So as of right now, my thinking is Legends and Lore, and it is going to be an ongoing kind of Legends collection. So I'm going to try adding in, I'm going to start with these 4 first, and then I can always add a new one at any time and just say, that they've been spotted, which is my thing I want to do. I'm looking forward to doing the Yeti so that I can do the Abominable around Christmas. So I think that would look cool. I do want to do Mothman, Chupacabra, even maybe the Jersey Devil. I don't know. But my options are open. I was kind of scrolling last night looking through different cryptid from different states, and yeah, it was nuts. And we're big Josh Gates fans, so we watch pretty much all Discovery Wednesday nights is our thing. So we were watching Expedition X, and they were actually not too far from our house. They were about an hour away from us, looking for a Thunderbird, which I've never heard of before. Wingspan of like 60 to 80 feet, which is ridiculous. But I wouldn't even thought about a Thunderbird. So that might be something. I don't know. But I don't know if anybody would want one of those. It's not as legendary as some of these other ones are. Yeah, so that means that I can do a sticker. I'm going to have the decals. I'm going to have the shadow boxes. I'm definitely going to have the t-shirts, which is the other thing I got to finish. I got 2 up as a draft in my shop, and I got to get the other 2 completed and get those ready to go. And then I want to work on promotional material for it. So I do want to do an email blast. This will be my first proper email collection, like to my email customers. I'm really geeked that I can do email marketing now. Since I have a PO box, I can do it. So, yeah, I mean, I have all that kind of tie in, but I do want to look at possibly doing coasters. So, I do want to look at maybe doing those. They just will be all black. So I've not done one with a full coverage of just black. So I don't know how some of this small stuff will look when it's pressed, if it's going to close up, because it is a texture. So I might have to do one as a test. I also this morning put in for a Amazon order, which I hopefully will be getting tomorrow. I needed more keychains. I only had in my box up here, I only had 6, and I used 4 to press the last minute ones that I needed to do. So I got my, and you saw this yesterday, but I got them all packaged. So I have my Corgi, I have my Blue Tick Coonhound, which just sold. I have my Labradoodle, and then I have my Bernedoodle. So these guys are all set and ready to go. And I heard my press go off, so I can go and start pressing these coasters and check off the order off my list and hopefully get that in the mail for her for tomorrow. And then the rest of my lunch break is going to be spent working on my collection. So like I said, I want to do some really cool reels and see how it's going to look. But I do have like a little script that I've typed out and at least have a plan, which is more than I usually have. Usually it's a, hey, I just put this out here. So since this is going to be ongoing, I want to kind of tie more things to it. So I have, ideas for the homepage, how I want that section to look. Since it's going to be ongoing, I can add into it as I go. The new emails that go out about the collection can say that these were just spotted, and they go in with that group. So the whole thing can look really polished and buttoned up and look like I know what I'm doing. So without further ado, I'm going to go get those car coasters pressed. Good morning and welcome to Friday. We have finally made it. I am so ready for Friday. I cannot tell you how much I do not want to log in today, but here we are at that hour. This morning I worked on this video, like to this point, and realized I didn't sign off, so that's what we're going to do today. I didn't do, and I don't want to say I didn't do much because I did do a good bit. I uploaded quite a few t-shirt designs that I had. And if you are a watcher from a while ago, I did do a video where I was trying to upload digital designs to To-Do, which is another selling platform. But all I think that whole site is just sketchy, but that's just my opinion. But they didn't charge you for listings or anything like that. I mean, it was a selling platform, but it was like social media. It's very odd. But I had put some designs up there to see if I could do some digital downloads. I had everything set up. Didn't make one sale at all. It was very hard to get in. Most of it was crocheters and all that kind of stuff. But since then, I've kept those designs because I made them so that they could be for t-shirts. So what I did was I just made them myself and I put them on my Printify shop. So I added a few more t-shirts on there. I had some designs for kiddos, and I had some other adult shirts. So I put those up so they are shirts that do not have a pet theme to them. They're more just generic apparel. So I worked on those last night, and then I also worked on adding into my listings about Printify, because I don't know if that comes across at the checkout. I thought of that after I uploaded hundreds and hundreds of shirt designs for the dogs. But I will have to go into each listing, and I'm trying to do like a bulk edit, but I want to make sure I put in bold, that this will be fulfilled and shipped separately. It's just so that they're aware that all the apparel isn't coming from my shop. So if they order something and a shirt, they're not going to get them together. So that I wanted to take care of doing, but that's just a tedious sitting and copy and pasting. So I did break about halfway on that. The other thing that I did last night was put the order I had in the mail. So that is ready to go. Again, thank you, Kathy. And I am in good shape otherwise. I do not have much else to put into this vlog. I think it's kind of long enough. Next week, I'm going to be doing some heavy duty market prep. I'm probably going to try to do some of it this weekend. Just kind of pulling things out from the last show. I do need to do some repair on my tablecloth. My name was kind of coming off at the last event, so I got to do another re-iron. And then I'm thinking about making my own table runner for future events, so I might need to revisit that. But I think for this one, that one's going to do. I don't want to rush impulse buying something and then wanting to change it. So I think I'm just going to hold off and use what I have for this first event, and then look at something for the end of March, which I think will be a better event than this high school one. So I'm going to stay the course with what I had. I don't know if I'm going to use the same layout that I did for the Galentine, because that one was much of a smaller event. But to the same point, I'm going to have a 6-foot table, so I'm going to have to figure something out there. I did get my bags repacked with business cards in them. I got to use up the business cards I have because I'm going to have to order new ones with my new .com address. And I want to make sure that I'm changing that on everything. I did need to print a bunch of Munbin stickers that I had with my old address on there, web address. So I think I'm going to have to sit down and figure out where all my where all the instances of my big cartel are, so that I can change them over. So that's going to be an undertaking for sure. That site is still available, but I do have it redirecting. So once I see that I'm not getting as many hits on that site, once Google gets up and running and crawling my new site, then I can just get rid of it. It's not costing me anything. I mean, I'm paid up till April, but I went back to the free plan, so I at least have that URL for as long as I need it until I decide I want to deactivate it and then just have the traffic strictly going to that site. Um, I'm only keeping it because I did hand out some stuff recently um, and some past events, so I want to make sure that anybody that's going through to shop know that they can renew or bookmark my new site, and then I don't have to worry about it. So, other than that, I think I'm going to let you guys go. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me for this week, and we will be hitting market season here real soon. So this is all going to start to pick up and become really crazy. So hopefully I can bring you along for that ride. And I, again, thank you for watching. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up or something and let me know how I'm doing. And I will catch you guys next week. Have a great weekend, guys. Bye.